can play harmonium. Who's going to play mridanga? Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Nanta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Amarchan Vishnu Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Se Kaho Se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Jai. Bring the harmonium here. Put it on the harmonium. Is there some verse?
It's not the one marked there, where is that tag, yeah. I think full shloka, Canto 5. Canto 5, chapter 14.
Shows a difficult verse for chanting. We'll try anyway. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Where's the verse?
It's kind of 14th chapter?
14th chapter, 12th verse.
No, you're in 5th chapter. 5th canto, 14th chapter. Go back. Yeah, click on 14. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, on the verse? Sanskrit.
12th.
Still go down.
Yes, keep going down. Keep going down. 12th sloka.
12th, 14.12.
Now click on the hyperlink. Yes, being under that part.
Yeah.
Saha Yada Dukta Purva Sukritaha Tada Karaskara Katunga Adi Karaskara Kakatunda Adi Punya Drumalata Visha Udapanavat Ubaya Artha Shunya Dravinan Jivat Mritan Swayam Jivat Riyamanaha Upadava Vipadavati Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatandadi Apunya Drama Lata Vishoda Panavad Upayarta Shunya Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drama Lata Vishoda Panavad Upayarta Shunya Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavarubayarta Shunya
Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavad Ubhayarta Shunya Dravinan Jivan Bhutan Swayam Jivan Priyamana Upadivati
Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavadu Bhayata Shunya Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavadu Bhayarta Shunya
Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavad Ubhayarta Shunya Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavad Ubhayarta Shunya
Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadya Apunya Drumalata Vishoda Panavad Upayarta Shunya Dravinan Jivan Mrutan Swayam Jivan Mruyamana Upadavati
Sayada Dugdha Purva Sukritas Tada Karaskara Kakatundadi Apunya Drumalata Vishoda
shunya.
Dravinam jivanmritam swayam.
Dravinam jivanmritam swayam.
Jivan mriyamana upadavati.
Jivan mriyamana upadavati.
Sayada dukta purva sukritas.
Sayada dukta purva sukritas.
Sada karaskara ka kunta adi. Apunya druma lata visoda. Panavat upayata sunya dravinan. Jivan mritan swayam. Jivan mriyamana upadavati.
Sayada dugda purva sukrutas. Tada karaskara kakatundadi. Apunya druma lata vishoda. Panavad upayartha sunya. Dravinan jivan mrutan. Swayam jivan mriyamana. Upadavati.
The ladies chant yet? Everyone's chanted?
Sayada dukta purva.
Sayada dukta purva.
Tada karaskara kakatundadi. Apunya druma lata vishoda. Panavat upayata sunya. Dravinam jivan mritam swayam. Jivan mriyamana upadavati. Sayada dugda purva sukritas. Tada karaskara kakatundadi. Apunya druma lata vishoda. Panavat upayata sunya. Dravinam jivan mritam swayam. Jivan mriyamana upadavati.
Saha. That conditioned soul. Yada. When. Dugda. Exhausted. Purva. Previous. Sukrita. Pious activities. Tada. At that time. Karaskara kakatunda adi. Name Karaskara. Kakatunda, etc. Apunya druma lata. Impious trees and creepers. Visha uda panavat. Like wells with poisonous water. Ubaya arta shunya. Which cannot give happiness. Either in this life or in the next. Dravinan. Those who possess wealth. Jivat mritan. Who are dead, although apparently alive. Swayam. He himself. Jivat. Living. Mriyamana. Being dead. Upadavati. Approaches for material acquisition. Translation. Due to his pious activities in previous lives, the conditioned soul attains material facilities in this life. But when they are finished, he takes shelter of wealth and riches, which cannot help him in this life or the next. Because of this, he approaches the living dead who possess these things. Such people are compared to impure trees, creepers, and poisonous wells. Someone can read the purport.
Purport. The wealth and riches acquired through previous pious activities should not be misused for sense gratification. Enjoying them for sense gratification is like enjoying the fruits of a poisonous tree. Such activities will not help the conditioned soul in any way, neither in this life nor in the next. However, if one engages his possessions in the service of the Lord under the guidance of a proper spiritual master, he will attain happiness both in this life and the next. Unless he does so, he eats a forbidden apple and thereby loses his paradise. Lord Sri Krishna therefore advises that one's possessions should be given unto him. Yad karoshi yadashnani yad juhoshi dadashi yad tapasya sikanteya tad kurushya tad kurushva malarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Bhagavad Gita 9:27. Material wealth and opulence attained through previous pious activities can be fully utilized for one's benefit in this life and the next if one is Krishna conscious. One should not try to possess more than he needs for the bare necessities. If one gets more than is needed, the surplus should be fully engaged in the Lord's service. That will make the conditioned soul, the world, and Krishna happy, and this is the aim of life.
The Christian forbidden apple idea. Prabhupada uses that. There was Adam and Eve, and who ate the forbidden apple? Did Adam or Eve or both? Adam ate it?
I believe Eve ate it first, and then she convinced Adam, and then so they both ate it.
Well, they both ate it. And the forbidden apple was illicit enjoyment. They missed the point. And because of that, they fell out of the Garden of Eden. And they had to suffer in the material enjoyment, the forest of material enjoyment. In other words, when one takes opulence, opulence means youth, health, beauty. Queen Kunti says, Aishvaryas, Shuti Shibir, Edamana Vadak Puman, Naivad Hartibin Hatum Vai Tama Kinchana Gochana. She said that Aishvarya, wealth, Aishvarya, Shuti Shribir, Aishvaryas, yes, Shuti Shribir. Shuti means education, or learning, or intelligence. Shribir means beauty, bodily beauty. Aishvaryasya, Janma Aishvarya. I left out the first one. Janma means birth in a high family or a respectable nation. Janma Aishvarya, Shruta Shribir, these four things. If one is puffed up with these four opulences, means wealth, beauty, education, and being born in an aristocratic heritage or opulent country or what have you. And if he forgets, he becomes proud of these things and he doesn't use them fully in the service of Krishna, then he loses, he's drinking that same opulence. All those opulences turn out to be the poison well, drinking from a poison well, just like eating the forbidden apple. Just like in youth, the young people have beautiful bodies, good health, strong, they can do everything. And so if they use that for illicit activities, then they lose, they get poisoned, they have to suffer. And here it's stated that at the end, when he runs out, his punya runs out. It runs out at the old age, doesn't it? Maybe that's when the pious credits start running out, when one gets old or gets diseased, or maybe before that. But at least by then, because he's got all these, it's like we see sometimes, I fly a lot, travel on airplanes. A lot of times we see the Americans, the older people, they go for vacations across the sea to Europe and everything. They can hardly walk. They're going to enjoy the nice sunny beaches. They can't stand out in the sun. They can hardly walk. They need a wheelchair. So where's the? It took them the whole life and previous lives of pious activities. Now they have the opulence to go and visit all these places they wanted to visit, but can't eat anything, can't taste anything, can hardly walk, can't see. What was that we saw? Oh, where did we, which place? I forgot which, I don't know which. So, what can they enjoy? They've lost it. They've lost the punya, the pious credits, when they reach old age. And then what do? They only have the shelter of these opulences, but the beauty's gone, the youth is gone. Now they still have the passport, so they have the American passport, so they can move around still. They have a little wealth left. But it's going fast, and it'll all be consumed soon by the diseases or the death. And then what have they got? Then they have to take birth again. They don't know this. We were talking about how people today, they don't know the science of the law of karma. Karanam guna sangosya sadasad yoni jamasu. That everyone is bound up by every action. It's not that anyone is freed. Yastvindra gobamatra vendra mahosva karma bandhana rupa. From the Indra, king of heaven, down to the Indra Gopa, they're all bound up by their actions and the karma that create. So no one is free. If Indra acts impiously, he has to suffer. That's the law of karma. So no one can say that I have so much money I can pay off, I can buy my way out of hell. I've got a credit line worth, $200,000. If I go there, I just bribe the doorman, like I do at the hotels, like I do with the police commissioner. I just go and say, look, my son is having some. Take this, put it in your bank account, don't talk about it. Bribing. I have money. One time we were on Harinam in Kansas City, and some very wealthy people who were a little bit just drinking, they even had the drinks, even though they're on the street, they were drinking. Because they were on a bus. They had a special bus for a night out.
Yes.
And we were chanting. So one of them, he said, we have enough money. We can pay to put you where you're supposed to be. He was so proud. We have so much money. We have enough money to put you where you belong. He was very irritated that we were chanting and we were happy. He wasn't happy. Because before that he was, anyway, it's a long story, but so you can't buy your way. Yamaraj doesn't take bribes. Say, Yamaraj, look, I know I did some things wrong. There were circumstances, but I know you don't want to hear them. Anyway, take this. I've got a bank account. I'll just what's your account number? I can make the Yamaraj says, no. No bribes. Maybe you had bribes before, but not now. So, have you done these things? Yeah, I did these things, but we were at the party and everyone was drinking and everyone was, we were having a good time. Anyway, it was legal, wasn't against the law. I said, yes, but you were a human, you were supposed to know these things. You're coming from an aristocratic family, you should have known. It's even in your own religion. Even if you don't take Vedic religion, your religion also said you're not supposed to, yeah, but everybody does it, and everyone, come on. Okay, a few mistakes, so I won't do it again. How's that? Not quite. Everyone has to pay the price. I said, well, everyone was telling me there's no hell anyway. I believed that there wasn't hell. No. It's not what it says in your scriptures or your scriptures or the Vedic scripture. Where does it say that? Well, scriptures, I was a scientist and, I believed in chemical evolution and that's what I was taught in the schools. I was taught chemical evolution and Darwin's theory. So I'm not to blame. Darwin's to blame. Yes, Darwin's to blame, but you're also blamed because you followed him. Andhaya tandai rupaniyamana. The blind lead the blind, but they all fall in the ditch. It's not just the first one falls in the ditch. Everyone's saying, okay, hold on, let's go, here we go. Right off the cliff into the ditch. You can't just blame the leader. You're a follower, you're a blind follower. They accuse Hare Krishna devotees sometimes being blind followers. We're not blind followers. We have our eyes wide open. We have very carefully analyzed the quality of our leader. Krishna. Sri Krishna, he's completely spotless, completely full of knowledge, completely knows everything. And who are you following? Which nonsense, so-called scientist, rascal are you following? Who's misleading you? Which rock and roll singer are you following? Which computer game are you following? Which website do you visit? And in other words, we don't have to be ashamed of who we're following. We're following the Supreme, the one who's perfect in all that. And you're completely in ignorance. You don't even know who you are. Your leaders don't know who they are. They don't know the law of karma. They don't know the past. They don't know what happens after this. So who's the fool? Who's crazy? Prabhupada wrote a book called Who's Crazy? Who is crazy? They say we're crazy, we say they're crazy. Nunam pramatak kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya apranoti tasadamanya yata atmano yamasanapi kleshada asadeha. What Rishabdev said. One who's mad after sense gratification. And that they are mad. How can you say that this society is not mad after sense gratification? How much more mad can they get? Well, it'll get more, but it's so mad. They can't stop thinking of sense gratification even for a second. They have to always have some kind of sense gratification to think of, to look at, to hear. Every field, every sense has to be saturated with sense gratification. And pramata kurute vikarma, not just sense gratification that's pious, because there's such a thing as karma, there's such a thing as pious punya karma. The punya karmis, they want sense gratification also, but they abide by the laws of the Vedas. There are some laws that allow that allow sense gratification if one performs pious activities. It's described in Bhagavad Gita that they perform pious activities and they go to Svarga Lokam. They can go to Svarga Lokam. That's not easy. One has to be very, very careful and very pious. No. But who's following that now? Who's following? And how easy is it to follow in Kali Yuga? All the rules and regulations of punya. If you make a mistake, who's not going to make a mistake? Where's the priest qualified to chant? So, that's one type of performing pious activities and getting sense gratification. But in this Kali Yuga, it's very rare that anyone's going to be able to do that. Worshipping demigods, there's so many rules and regulations. Who's going to follow all the rules and regulations of worshipping the demigods? Then, so that's karma, punya karma. Then there's vikarma, means activities that are against the rules of the Vedas. Nunam pramatak kurute vikarma. So they're engaged in vikarma, activities that are forbidden. They're eating all the forbidden apples. What to speak of forbidden apples? Forbidden cow. Forbidden burnt cow. Everything. So what is the future? Pramata kurute vikarma yadindriya prite anahapranote. Because they're too much attached to sense gratification. Therefore, in the youth, in the very beginning, one must be taught sense gratification is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is self-realization. Therefore, restrict. No mixing boys and girls in youth. Has to be. Otherwise, everything is lost. All the good qualities will be lost. The girl becomes... Anyway, you know the story. It's abominable. And the whole world is swept up in this pramata. Pramata means, not just, mata means mad, but pramata means especially super mad. Instead of Superman shirts they wear, it should be super mad. Or super mad. Completely, supremely mad, intoxicated. We shouldn't have any misunderstanding about what type of civilization we're part of. If we buy into it, if you invest your hard-earned money, well, I'm going to buy into this, a good civilization. You know, it's really nice. I'm going to invest in it, there's going to be a good return, good achievement. No, it's bad. It's all rotten. It's falling apart. Just a little bit of facade on the outside. The whole building is rotten. The termites have eaten everything. And you buy the building because they put a little thin, you know, they printed out something on the paper and they tacked it on and it looks, wow, look at that house. It's just paper stapled on. You drive by and you look at it and say, wow, look at that house. But if you go in and you see the building is all termited out, what did you buy? That's what you paid your money. It was a big mansion. You lost everything. So this is what's happening. Everybody's losing everything, investing in this materialistic civilization run by the super mad demons. We have to wake up. Utishtata, jagrata, prapya, varana, bodhata. The Vedas say, wake up. How long will you sleep? Jiv jago, gora chanda bole, kota nidra jayamaya pisha chirakole. Pishacha means witch, the witch of Maya. You're on the lap of the witch Maya, and you're sleeping very contently, just like a little baby, and everything is being destroyed. Wake up. Chant the names of the Lord. It's the only hope in this age. We can't do anything else. We can't do meditation. We can't do yoga. We can't do big sacrifices. We can't do deity worship properly. But we can chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can do that. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showers. He's Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayana. He's Radha Krishna combined. The most compassionate Radharani with the most powerful and compassionate Krishna. What do you want more? He's come. You want to wait for the next opportunity, the next time he comes? People say, when's the next avatar coming? We're waiting for the next coming. It's a long time to wait. And anyway, that one is not as merciful, Kalki. Kalki doesn't give the same mercy Lord Chaitanya gives. He gives the mercy of the sword. But now you have the mercy of just chanting. So don't wait. Don't put off this lifetime, because now you have a good opportunity with, you have sufficient wealth, intelligence, situation peaceful. Don't delay. It's like the Prahlad Maharaj's schoolboys. Prahlad was saying, you have to take up now Krishna consciousness. While we're young, and they said, oh Prahlad, we're young, we want to play, we'll take up Krishna consciousness another day. He said, no, now, don't wait. 100 years of your life, 50 years is lost by sleeping 12 hours. Then 20 years lost in playing with balls when you're children. Then another 20 years when you're old, reminiscing about when you were young. Just remembering, you know, when I was young, I did so many things. I had such a good time. And then the other years just working hard for sex and getting money. And where's your life? It's all gone. It's finished. So don't waste time. Vyarta kalatvam. One who's advanced in Krishna consciousness, he's very careful about time. He doesn't waste a moment. Okay, any questions?
Raj, would you please give us the exact verse you were quoting from Rishabhadeva?
Nunam starts off, Nunam Pramata.
Which is, do you know like the number?
You can look it up. Nunam Pramata Vikarma.
Okay. No, yeah.
It's not relevant to this topic, Maharaj, but I have one question.
Well, we'll save that for the end. Let's stick on this topic for now.
So, Maharaj, how do you know we perfected our Krishna consciousness? Or when
You'll know. If you know everything, Yes. If you know Krishna, you know everything. And if you know everything, then you certainly know if you're satisfied. So how do you know that when you've eaten enough? You feel it. You've eaten enough. No one has to tell you, sir, here's a receipt. You've eaten enough now. You don't have to ask anyone else, did I eat enough? You feel it. Other questions on this topic?
Yes, the same question, like, is it possible that we still may have some impurities, but still possible to go back? Like,
Yes.
do we have to be like 100%?
No, not 100%. Just like you pass the course, you may not get 100% of the exam correctly. You can pass the course even with 60%, right? Not with honors. But you can still pass the course and go on. At least 60%.
So Krishna will further.
But if you shoot for 60%, you'll probably get 40%. So shoot for 100%. Then you may get 90 or 80.
Explain how the whole civilization itself is taking people away from God's realization. They train it that way. So it is like, people as such are not pious, and the environment as such is also not favoring them to become pious. So
The what?
the environment.
Yes, correct.
So in this case, it is a very unfortunate situation. So some people don't take up spiritual life. So, but accidentally they might have had prasadam or some agyata sukriti they might have got by listening to the holy name. So will that guarantee them a pious life? Or
Yeah, human life, at least. If you call that pious. At least, yes, if they take prasadam, if they get some opportunity, then they get human life.
So even if the whole life they have been...
Yeah, that's the special potency of taking prasadam, that they get another chance. In a human life, but being born in a human life. In other words, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that those who perform some yoga, they make some more advancement, they take their next birth in the heavenly planets. They perform some devotional service, but they don't complete it. So they go to the heavenly planets, enjoy there for a long time, then they take birth again in the material world in the family of brahmanas or wealthy vaishyas or kshatriyas. Good birth, so they get a chance to continue there afterwards. But that's for those who have consciously made some advancement, they just didn't quite finish it. Those who make more advancement in bhakti yoga or devotional service, they take their birth in the next family, in the next life. They don't go to the heavenly planets, they go to the devotee's family. They take their next birth in a good devotee's family, and they have a chance immediately to begin, to continue. Someone who just took prasadam, not just, I shouldn't say it, but he gets a human birth, but it doesn't necessarily mean what type of human birth.
As you mentioned, I'm talking about myself in my aspect. Even though we are following Krishna consciousness, we always, not always, we are more inclined towards a material thing. If the material thing is good, then I can follow happily Krishna consciousness. If something shaken up in the material thing, then we lose interest in this Krishna consciousness. Because we are not totally having faith. So material, if all the material thing goes fine, okay, I can peacefully, I can chant, I can do. But something happens, problems, materially or in related to material thing, then it disturbs spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have to make advancement. That's the beginning stage. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukhatirno arjuna. So they come to devotional service with some material, something they want in mind. They perform some devotional service. But if they get good association and they follow the practices, then there's a chance that they'll get higher taste. This is lower taste. Material things is, Lord Shabdev said, Nayam deho deha bhajam loke kastan kaman arate budbujamye. These things are available to the animals, material pleasures. So, we're still attracted to them, that's our folly. But Krishna is so kind, he gives us a chance to practice hearing and chanting and doing the right things. And gradually we get higher taste and we lose our interest. Bhagavad Gita says, Ishaya vanivartante niraharasya dehinam rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. One may be restricted from sense enjoyment, even though the taste for sense objects remains, but ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, one is fixed in consciousness. So even though there's some taste for these things, with our knowledge, with our intelligence, we can say, yeah, I know, but I have to restrain. Bare Necessities says, one should live according to just the bare necessities, and the excess should be used. What does he say? You have it on there?
If one gets more than is needed, the surplus should be fully engaged in the Lord's service. Yeah. That will make the conditioned soul, the world, and Krishna happy, and this is the aim of life.
Yeah, so that's the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtan movement is meant to make the world happy, for everyone to engage. There's unlimited resources, just like our Ambarish Prabhu, Ford. He was a great grandson of Ford. And